Thank you, Lord.
Hey fam, what's good? What's good? Let me know if you can hear me. Hey fam, what's good? What's good? Let me know if you can hear me. Hey fam, what's good? What's good? Let me know if you can hear me. I am getting an echo, Dr. Charles. Hey Angela, can you hear me okay? Technical difficulties, my bad. Okay, so you can hear me okay now. All right. Okay now. Great. All right, so let's get it popping. What's good? What's good? It's Tuesdays with Tawana. And I have a special guest on today. I am so excited to have this special guest in the building. But before I get to my special guest on today, oh, hey, Julie. Oh, yes, I'm glad the echo is gone. I pressed something and something happened. Good. What's up, Angela, Julie? Good to see you as usual. For those who are joining for the first time, just holla at me in the chat and we'll insert your voice into this narrative. For those who are heavy hitters and always with us, I thank you for your presence and I am so grateful because we are celebrating our inaugural event where I actually have a special guest on Tuesdays with Tawana, and you'll hear much more about this special guest in a moment. But I want to read something before we begin and come on camera. It's called The Test of a Man. The test of a man is the fight that he makes, the daily grit that he shows, the way he stands upon his feet and takes life's numerous bumps and blows. A coward can smile when there's naught to fear and nothing his progress bars. But it takes a man to stand and cheer while others follow stars. It isn't the victory after all, but the fight that a brother makes. A man, when driven against the wall, still stands erect and takes the blows of fate. With his head held high, bleeding, bruised, and pale, is the man who will win and fate defied, for he isn't afraid to fail. My beloveds, on today, I am proud to present and introduce to some and present to others the Charles Dorsey. Let us come on camera. And I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Oh man, why she do that to me, y'all? Oh man, I was screaming every word to that poem.
Yes, it's a familiar poem to
very much so.
the wonderful fraternity. Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Test of a man. The test of a man. It's a fight that he makes. That got me through plenty of moments, right? Plenty of moments. And I feel absolutely honored that you would start our time off really offering me the opportunity to tap into that mindset. Yeah, special times. So I don't know what to say. I'm kind of lost for words. That's great.
Wow.
How are you? How are you?
Listen, I am overjoyed this morning for some and afternoon for others. Dr. Charles Dorsey and I have been friends for, well, since 2009, and Dorsey would always say, do the math. So I think that's 13 years.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
13 years?
Yeah.
So we met doing ministry together. I was invited to come out to California with Reverend Dr. Leslie White, and we taught and preached and had fun and had Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles and all that good stuff. And there was no turning back. And here we are, still strong, still besties, still doing what we do. So, Charles, tell us a little bit about yourself, especially since today I just felt it special, little emotional, to honor Black men. And you have been such an inspiration to me, giving me hope in the love for Black men because of my challenges. You have also been a role model to Eric, and support and role model to Darylyn, loving on Ethan, always calling my children by name and praying and checking on us. So it is no accident that you are here today as I decided to honor Black men and to have an inaugural guest on today. So
let's go.
Holla at us, show. Holla at us with all your energy.
Let's go. Hey, listen, let me tell y'all, because Tawana's only telling y'all part of the story about how we met. She, of course, made the experience extra sacred. She was the primary speaker. I was the add-on, okay? She was in revival, and that's back when they used to host multiple day revivals, and she was giving them that work. I don't know if you remember this, Tawana, but when I was coming up, there was a church in my dreams, literally. And I didn't know what the church was. And it was the first time that I had been invited to speak at a church that was in my dreams. And so it was a significant sort of expression. It was like my childhood was coming to meet my adulthood. I'm gonna try not to get deep real quick, but there was this instant redemption that happened because something that influenced me in the shadows came to light. I hope y'all paying attention. This part where it gets real good now, because I want to say that was a shift. It was a magical moment, and I'm thankful that the person that was there at that nexus, I actually got to walk with. I want to suggest that even before we get into our conversation, the transformative conversation, I will absolutely introduce myself. But part of my expectation is that things that were in the shadows haunting us now surfaces as something that will serve us, that the stuff that we had in our dreams as silhouettes that was not clear might actually become clear, that things that we had questions about, there might be answers to. And in those answers will be teammates and partners and people to do life with that will pour in, and that you can look back even 13 years and say, oh my God, look at what happened when something that was in the shadows that I could not understand actually became a resource to me. You guys should actually put something in the chat for that one. I am so blessed and fortunate, right, that God did not leave that story in my shadows. I'm trying not to speed up here, and I promise I'm not trying to preach, but when you bring that up, Tawana, it shows me that God is faithful enough. God is faithful enough that the shadows came to serve me. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have time to go into that, but so I celebrate how those things that were meant to destroy, that were seen as an obstacle, those things that I would typically be afraid of, those things that I could not understand, manifested in a return and a redemption that now gives us an opportunity to smile and gives us an opportunity to say, so I no longer have to be afraid of the shadows of my childhood. Come on, man. Listen, I hope y'all get, you know what? I'm in the chat now.
They
right?
in the chat. Mother said, you better preach. Yeah, and everybody's testifying. Yes, he is. And preach.
What is he? What? Not just God in the light, but God in the shadows. He gave me silhouette. He gave me silver lining just to trigger so that when I came to the place, I knew where I was, and he had already sent someone that met me there. I'll push this whole computer over. Y'all messing with me today. I do not have time for this. My name is Charles, okay? Oh my God, I'm so full. Okay, I got to slow down. This is going way too fast. But please allow me to deposit that if you decide to log off 60 seconds from now, that you do not have to be afraid of the shadows. Okay, Tawana, I'm sorry. I don't mean to pause this. If you could just labor there for a second. Somebody keeps on ringing my door and I need to go see who it was. I will be right back. We got to deal with these shadows real quick. I'll be right back.
Absolutely. I'm going to shout some people out in the chat. Yeah. Yeah. So y'all, I'm going to read your comments in the chat. So please keep it going like we usually do. Yeah, Mother God in the shadows will give you silver lining. Yeah, y'all get ready, because this brother right here is heavily involved in my life right now, as I am navigating this space of healing and having to survive and thrive, because we want to do more than just survive. We want to thrive, and we want to thrive in every aspect of our lives, and not just for ourselves, but because we are community. I am because you are. Ubuntu. So he is pouring into me and teaching me and a mentor to me. So it was just no doubt in my mind that I needed to invite him into this space and share his wisdom and knowledge. And while we're waiting for Dr. Charles, my shirt, you can't see the whole thing, but the shirt says Black men deserve, and then on the bottom it says to grow old. And unfortunately, we don't have that too often. So Black men deserve love. Black men deserve honor. Black men deserve dignity. Black men deserve covering. Black men deserve partnership. Black men deserve community. Black men deserve unconditional positive regard. So I'm gonna throw it back at Charles Dorsey and let him do his thing and finish his intro. Yes.
Yeah. So, and Black men deserve to be blessed by their shadows. Coming back now, such that our shadows used to haunt us, Tawana. It used to be the thing that we look back and we are embarrassed about. It's the thing that we want to fight off, that we want to keep out of. I hope y'all would tag a Black man in this. Please help me. And I know that everybody got their shadows, so you could take your take your piece of this pie too. But it's amazing because had you not been invited, right, and had that not created a space for them to need a little extra support, so you didn't have to do everything, because I tell you, I still don't know why they called me to be on the stage with you. But I will say that when I think about the start of our relationship, I'm reminded that I don't have to be afraid of the shadows. Can you please put that into the chat? If we're going to do anything inarguably, if we're going to have somebody on this stage, we coming out of the shadows, if we're going to find ourselves in community on this screen together, I'm not going to fear my shadows. This is a space that Tawana has cultivated, and a space where it's okay for closets to be open. It's okay for dreams that have been mystery to us to actually manifest in a way that blesses us and serves us. It's okay for me to open my closet and say, yo, look, this used to be a shadow, but what I discovered with that was actually the bridge. That was actually the moment. That was actually the space. And my entire life, instead of it being shaped to distance me from my shadows, I was actually journeying closer, so that shadow would then be filled in by a real and tangible experience. And so from that point, I've just been so blessed. So my name is Charles. When we talk about Black men deserving, there is a story that I bring to the table as it relates to my relationship with my father. What is it that pulls me to want to connect with men, Black men, fathers, and what is all of that about? You can find a lot of that information, if I can, at a website called fathersandsonsspeak.com. It kind of gives you a picture, a glimpse at a journey that I continue to be on. I find new language for it every time, Tawana, where it is that without this particular experience, it is my father's life that would fade into anonymity. It's my father's life that would fade into irrelevance. It's his life, it's his name. And yet I am a byproduct, hear me now, of his decisions. And so if he were to weigh in, this is so good, if he were to look at all of the decisions that he made, and he may not even recap it as a decision that he made, but if he were to look at the byproduct of his life, when he looks in the direction of this particular son, he should see that there was actually something significantly positive, life-changing, generation-shaking that has come as a consequence of his life. He can't look at his life anymore and say, regardless of where he is, regardless of what he's experienced, regardless of his relationship with my mother, regardless of any of the things that he would use to evaluate his own meaningful life, he can look in this direction and say, wow, look at what has been produced from my life. I would dare to suggest that even in everybody's life, if you would look at what God has produced, you can literally take one positive product and live on it for the rest of your life. Please let me park this car here for a second, because somebody has miscommunicated to us and suggested to us that we have to then place all of the products of our life on a scale, and we evaluate them by the number of products produced instead of the weight or significance of what's produced. I promise I'm not going to be here long, but I got to park, such that now a lot of lightweight stuff we've allowed to outweigh depth and substance and meaningfulness, such that small arguments and sometimes small measurements, sometimes all of the numbers, the number of products has outweighed the meaningfulness of products. But you can literally discover the value in your life if you begin to weigh meaning before you weigh quantity. Okay. My name is Charles. I'm supposed to be introducing myself. And I'm Tawana's friend, okay? And she has blessed my life in a significant way. I have encouraged her time and time again that this platform is to serve her in more significant ways than it currently does. I've explained to her that she has built this stage and is solid, and that part of her energy and her regular labor is to come before us with substance and real timely response, and to provide a safe space for us to toil in the comments while we are listening to her wrestle through some of the issues that surface. And the world has not failed us, in the sense that there is always, okay, on a daily basis, there has surfaced something that then has triggered significant response. And I just believe, Tawana, that what we are initiating here is a graduation, in a sense, such that now when you come to the stage, you've created a stage and you can elevate other voices, such that you've proven quite responsible. You have proven faithful over the vision and the inspiration that you've been given. Believe it or not, right? So here it is. You needed to do this. If y'all just let me do this, I promise. I promise. I'll be quiet. Just. You do realize that, Tawana, that you graduated first. Let me see if I can make this real clear. You do realize that Tuesdays with Tawana was watching you navigate an entire doctoral degree. And it's at the point that now when you graduate, now you are Dr. Tad, this now becomes the space where you make space for other people. You didn't just necessarily graduate with the degree that gives you letters, but you also have then graduated into a different expression of your voice, right? Different management. And this time, since you have labored in the front end, there are people who will come alongside you to ensure that your labor does not increase, but indeed decreases, so that you can literally bask in the work that in the seeds and all of the stuff. Like, this is harvest season. It's not, you don't, this ain't the place where you are toiling the soil. No, this is a field. And your work now is who? Okay, your work now is who, right? Such that what you are mimicking in this moment, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all just please allow me to have this moment with Tawana. What you are mimicking in this moment is the relief, double relief, though. It was, at first, it was the degree, but there is relief happening in the space of responsibility too. And so you can, with absolute confidence, free yourself from some demand that you put on yourself. Double relief. Can somebody please, I wish I could see these chats. I wish somebody would type double relief in the session, that even in this season, my prayer is that you wouldn't experience one layer of relief, one layer of answered prayer, but that God would double that. I hope you can receive that. I hope you can receive that. I hope you can receive that. That not only the completion or achievement would serve you, but the other thing that you had in hand would become easier for you. That it would be, that you would not have to toil as much as you had to toil, and that people would flock, and I mean run, saying, yo, Tawana, when you need me to get up on this stage, and that now your responsibility is to stand and see. It is the queen who sits on the throne, and people are bringing, look at what can I present this to you? And this will actually elevate the platform. So now Tuesdays with Tawana takes on a different season. You built the muscle, sis. You put the system in place. The brand is steady. And it has all of the credibility with it. You don't have to, you're not bringing people in so that you can do something. You're bringing them in because you have done something. It's a different season, man. It's a different season. And that's going to add to your life. I promise I'm almost done. That is going to add to your life. It's going to give you back time. It's going to renew energy. It's going to actually allow you to benefit from the healing ain't easy that you've been saying. right? And you will get the rest that's due to you. Okay. All right. All right. I'm here. I'm here. All right. Hi. Black men deserve. Yes, we do. What am I supposed to be talking about?
What we talking about? This is what we do. I remember my brother asking me, how do I prepare for TWT? And like, do I write out a manuscript like I do a sermon? And I said, no. I said, y'all lucky if y'all get a title before the session, because just letting spirit, whatever's happening in the moment, that I feel that this energy needs to be fed and needs to manifest into voice, into community, into language. So so today I just knew that we were talking about transformation, and this is the vein that we're going on, the humble beginnings. When we think about transformation, we can't forget about where we came from, to define, or not define, to understand where we are, to see ourselves in the future, like transformation of a caterpillar to a butterfly. You can't forget about the caterpillar, but you honor the butterfly, and then the butterfly has a short life. So the butterfly is going to do what it's called to do in now and into the future, until they're called into the next stage of whatever the afterlife, if you will, looks like. So this transform right on, especially when I was glad that you mentioned about your fathers and sons speak, because that was just a powerful moment to watch you go through. I mean, I've read chapters, I've talked to you about it. When I tell y'all Charles and I are friends, we are friends. Like we practice together behind the scenes. We run things by each other. So I'm glad you mentioned fathers and sons speak, because that is a part of watching you learn how that is a part of who you have become. I mean, we look back, and some people say, oh, I wish things were, or I, regret not having. But baby, where we are right now, I can't live with regrets, because whatever I have gone through and whatever I have learned, I have taken that with me to be who I am, and to inform my practices, and to expand my knowledge and my wherewithal and my energy and my community, so that I can see myself in the future, like, Afrofuturism, right?
Yeah. Please allow me, because you trigger something in me, and I'm just seeing all kinds of statements, and I want to get this for the record. You said something very, very profound, and I think it is right, and it's for men, but it's also for people who are listening. I must also say this, guys, that I typically, when I'm talking to and about men, I'm also talking to the people that are connected to them. I don't know how to avoid it, right? It's in the sense that much of the packaging and the healing of him is also the healing of us. And so I need you guys to listen for him, but I also need you to listen for you. And so the statement that you said that was really profound is, it's part of me. And I want to tell you guys how difficult it is to embrace that this is a part of me too. If I could just, I'm not trying to play on it. I'm not trying to trigger anybody. I'm just trying to say that that's a part of my story as well. And it is not a part of my story because it is intended to diminish my value. It offers me direction. My challenge is, I don't like that part. You see, like, my challenge is, I didn't ask for that part. My challenge is, I didn't get a say so in this part in the beginning. I didn't get to influence what part the parts. I didn't get to influence the parts. I like to, the way I like to live my life is, I get to decide the parts. But hear me, that's not my job. but I have been gifted with the creativity and the fortitude and the internal elements to use these parts to create something that has impact. You'd be surprised at how creative you can be if you just own your parts. How impactful and how influential you can be if you own your parts. Let me go a little deeper. How authentic you can be, like how one of a kind you can be if you own your parts. And sometimes as a person and as a man and as a Black man, I can't discover my thumbprint. I can't get to my uniqueness because I don't like my parts. You see, and so I have to, my journey is, how do I navigate with these parts? Give me the wisdom to use these parts. Help me not to discard something because I don't like it, or because it causes me to feel vulnerable, or because I don't see anybody around me who knows how to use these parts. Can I talk to you, Black man? Sometimes people told you that you have to get rid of these parts in order to be your best self. And I am not suggesting that there aren't things in our life that are weight to us, that are challenges for us, and that are obstacles to us. But I refuse to believe that I get stuff so that I can get rid of it. I'm not of the school of thought any longer that the stuff that was put in my life that I did not ask for accidentally landed there. Like, it didn't, this ain't a piece that just, I think I'll just drop this in his lap just because. We not in that kind of space. So now the way that I approach all of the elements are, help me to use these pieces have purpose too. It's a part of me, right? So that's the first part. Like, this is a part of me too. And so now here is where I draw the sand in the line. This is where my community becomes really clear. This is where, if you are not being real, I'm about to discover all of the fakeness, all of the shallowness, all of the non-truth telling, all of the all of the disguises that's about to come off. Because if I embrace all of me, and that triggers that you can't embrace all of me, then we can't be, okay? If me taking my parts and owning my parts somehow causes you to come to the realization that I'm not who you thought I was, then it's time for you to kick rocks. I'm not kicking away no more parts of myself so that we could be good. I'm not going to continue to sit up here and put myself in a closet so you can be comfortable. There are people in this world who are uniquely designed to walk with me as I am, with all of my parts, not leaving me in a place of desperation or disaster or sabotage, but they can look at me and say, you know what? I see what you're doing with your parts, my brother, and I am not afraid of those parts. I'm not going to judge those parts. I'm not going to put you to the side because of those parts, but you can walk. I'll walk with you. I'll look at what you have. I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to stay here with you, and we are going to be with these parts the best that we can be. That's the kind of friends that you look for. Those are the kinds of love interest that you look for. I understand that we want all of the mirrors. We want all of the shines. We want all of the shapes. And God knows there's plenty of space for that. But if you then get to the space where you have discovered that you want to reclaim some parts, and some people decide that they can't rock with you no more, they are doing you a favor. This is actually how you get to your community, because some people rocking with you because they only know certain parts of you. And if they knew all of the parts, they wouldn't rock with you, which means that if you go into a fight where you are desperate and all you got is your parts, they gonna leave you. That's what really got you frustrated, because you got to the place where you hit the bottom and you didn't have anything else to pull from. So you picked up your parts, all of the random stuff that you had left after you got down to that low place and people left you and that hurt you. I'm here to tell you that needed to happen. It had to happen. And that now there's finally room for people who got parts too to come and join you. You would much prefer to build on some solid ground than to try to establish on a bunch of fake stuff. You would much prefer to have had to dig down through a whole bunch of stuff that couldn't hold the weight of your assignment than to be up here acting and feeling and believing that people are on your team. And then when the stuff gets real, they walk away. That's what's really destroying us, my brothers. And I'll be honest with you, we got to do a better job at seeing our parts and being okay with our parts. I only got about 3 or 4 friends. And these are the friends, male friends, who I have shared my parts with. Let me tell you what I told him, Tawana. I said, listen now, I'm about to show you these parts, okay? You got a decision to make, because I'm not trying to get close to you if you can't deal with these parts. I'm gonna lay it out on the table so you can make an informed decision, right? And don't hang with me because you feeling bad for me. Don't be cool with me because you feel sorry for me. I don't need none of that. I just need to know if I can walk and grow and be friends with you with all of these unique parts. Some of this I ain't asked for. And some of this I didn't, okay, I didn't cause. There's a consequence. Some of this stuff I asked for. So I say all of that to say to my brother, man, like, yo, these parts are a part of you too. They are a gift to you. They are a part of your wholeness. You can't even get to your best self, right? Which is why we are so important to the overall healing, right? We ain't the only ones that got things to do, but we got responsibility. So that's the mission. Now, the only way that you know your parts is to deal with the stories. It's the only way. You gotta trace back. You gotta ask yourself some questions. You gotta do it in a safe space. So when we do this with brothers, I try to not let women in the room. Part of the reason why I try not to let women in the room is because chemically, okay, men, we got issues when women get involved. We got issues. We don't know how to control all of that chemical, natural, beautiful stuff. We don't know what to do with it. So when you bring her now, how you relate to her is different than how you would relate to him. And I have to create a space for you to learn how to relate to him. Because if you learn how to relate to him, you can learn how to relate to you. And you will not depend on her when you actually should be depending on you. I champion the women who've had to fill gaps. I ain't got nothing with you. I ain't got no issue with you. Be great, be amazing, you're amazing. Oh, we couldn't have made it without you. And I mean that with great sincerity. But we too have a responsibility. Just like you wouldn't tell me, Tawana would never give me the advice to lead a all women's group. She would never give me the advice to go and start teaching about things that I really have never lived in my experience. She would never, right? First of all, that's dangerous, just straight up and down. That ain't safe, don't do that. And second of all, how could I know? You see, so I'm not, let me, all right, I'm sorry. So my brothers, right? When she say we deserve, this is it. And that's what we're plowing towards. But honestly, Tawana, there's a new, and let me know if I need to stop for questions or stuff. I want to say that where there is questions, where there is alarm, where you disagree, please offer that so we can have that conversation. Tuesdays with Tawana, I understand it's conversational, right? I recognize that there is an opportunity for the audience to participate, so I don't want to miss the chance. I'm trying to keep up with the comments myself. Hey, what's up, Carolyn Habersham? She's a mother to both of us and a leader and a mentor to both of us. We absolutely love you. And LaTanya is up in the building. She is crazy, crazy oily. But yeah, man, I say to the guys, man, and I'm on this tip to one, I don't know. Number one, I'm feeling a strange sense of insight, right? That I can't escape from. And then, with these brothers, it just happens. I don't know. But what they don't know, Tawana, and this is what you and I have to deal with. When we lean into our areas, that leaves us depleted sometimes. Like, I can't fight for me because I've been fighting for you. And when I leave the space, having spoken to some of the areas where you need to grow, my brother, I need protection at that point. I'm exposed now, right? I have leveraged everything that I have to broker a new mindset for you. So when it comes down to having to defend me, when I got to rise up for myself, oftentimes it is the scariest and most volatile moment.
Yeah.
So people don't understand that. They don't get it. So that, for that reason alone, I feel like sometimes I have to choose between your freedom and my freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to build the muscle. I have to put systems in place so that when I exercise and work out and deliver and am obedient, I also have a system for restoration and safety so that I do not jeopardize what I'm trying to mobilize. You see? So that is, it's a moving scale, T. It's a moving scale. So I don't get to just plan to show up here. I got to plan to show up here, and then I got to plan at least the next 4 hours out so that I can be sure that when I leave here, I'm going to go and hang with one of my boys because I just need to be in the space. Don't call me now. Because I need to be in the space, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, I'll pause. I hope this is
Yeah.
transformative for real.
This is hitting. You're getting a lot of hearts. There are a few comments and questions, and I'll kind of read them all, and then we'll kind of bring this all together to a close and a call to action for our beloveds. Oh, I also wanted, before I read the comments, oftentimes I mention that I speak from the lens of a Black woman because I am a Black woman. And because I center myself, it does not mean that I decenter Black men or Latinx or our First Nation Indigenous. So this conversation is speaking from our lens and building community. What I hope and what is hoped for in the community is that we can take this language and then you can transform it to speak from your experience, because I dare not speak for our LGBTQ plus beloveds. I dare not speak for our Latina sisters. I dare not speak for, because you have a beautiful voice that needs to be heard in this world. So this conversation is not isolated to him and her. This conversation, we're centering our experiences in the hopes that that language, that dialogical language, that epistemological language can then transfer and transform you into building your own language to center yourself and to know your parts and your pieces and your community and building your community. So let me just go to the chat. You're bringing tears to some. This is really hitting home. Mother Carolyn said, talk about the challenges and being able to decide the parts. And I think you did that. When you were talking about honoring all of the parts and those who can't kick rocks because you're not about to discard, who you are and all the different parts that make you who you are.
Let me say this other piece though, just on that part.
Yeah.
And I intended to say 2 more things. I'm not going to labor there. So the part of you, that's your childhood, you can own that part again. I'm not going to spend time there. You do not have to discard parts of yourself. And if you are in a community that demands of you that you have to leave part of you, then I would suggest strongly that you find a new community. Mm-hmm. The survey is, now, can I really show up here? Okay. And that will help. So I just wanted to make sure, for me, it's my father's story, right? And there were some other parts that I could dig in deeper there. But that's my part. I say, hey, that's me too. And actually, let me tell you, so you don't tell me how that part is valued in my story so that I actually get to dictate it. Let me tell you, here it is. I love that part. Man, I love that part. And I'm gonna show you how to love that part. Since you see that part, you don't know how to love it because you can't love it in yourself. That's not my issue. But for me, I love that part. And I gotta stop. I just want to give you should say that to yourself. Just if you had the opportunity, lay out all of the things that were not valuable to you and say, I love that part. Thank you for that part. Mm. You understand? Get it back. Mm. Come on. That's treasure for you. Mm. Right. Wait, what's the other? Let's get to
Regina Croft. Sometimes we have to tell folks thank you, but no, you just said this, but no thank you. It doesn't mean either of us is a bad person. It simply means that our parts are incompatible. We're not a good fit for each other's puzzle.
So let's deal with this, Tawana. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Real quick. Look. Will you permit me to have an expiration date? Can I be good to you in the moment that I am supposed to be good to you? And can you not judge me because the season had a beginning and an end? Can I please not be crucified because I did not assign the start and the finish? I was only supposed to help you for this period. So now you got another, some of y'all about to, you've left so much gratitude on the table. You have left so much gratitude on the table because you felt like the good thing was supposed to last always. And it was only supposed to help you to get through the period that you were going through. Your prayer should be, Lord, let it start. And when it's time for that bad boy to end, Lord, let it end and end it quickly, end it swiftly. If I go into my fridge and I smell a little fragrance of just old food, that's cool. If I leave it in there, it's on me, right? So some relationships had an expiration date. They only were filling the space for a minute. Let that bad boy or that bad girl, thank them for what they've been able to give you in the moment that they've been able to give you. Make room for the exit and the entry, the door. Hello? Don't lock them in and don't lock them out. Just say, oh, it's time for you to go. Okay, bet.
That's it. That's it. You don't have to throw me away and discard me. It's thank you. And we move on, and whatever on looks like, it's whatever that moment, what energy, what higher power, what God is deeming to happen in that next moment. But it doesn't mean I have to be, stank about it or disrespectful about it. We can close that door and I can still love you and close that door, reason, season, lifetime.
Yeah. So let's go further. In the day, you got a day. So if I call a loved one and they can't answer the phone, doesn't mean that they won't answer the phone. Just means they can't serve me at this moment. Now, some of us are frustrated because it's not availability, it's timing. Oh man, you know what? We need to have a whole nother session on this because this is from the long-term parental spousal friction to the daily and momentary encounter that you use to legitimize the spoiling of your day. This person was not supposed to be on duty at that time. They weren't the one that was supposed to fill the gap and you got mad at him. You ain't ever there. Okay, it's the timing, not the availability. Like, it's like you upset with him because it didn't happen when you wanted it to happen, not because it couldn't happen. If you would just extend grace to say, sometimes that's God saying, wrong person. Oh God, I feel like screaming. Sometimes God's saying, what about me? I'm all right. You gonna use them to replace me? Word? You calling them? Word? Hey, they didn't help you because you asked the wrong person. I got to, you know what? I'm done. Let's go. Let's go to the next question. I'm sorry.
I'm done. I'm done. Y'all show me some hearts for Dr. Dorsey. Show me some. Clearly, we're gonna have. I feel like on the talk shows, like I love The View. I missed it today because I had a meeting. I usually don't schedule meetings at 11 o'clock Eastern time because I love The View. But when a good guest, a guest that fits into their nomenclature or whatever, they always say, you got to come back. You got to come back and join us and share with us. So Charles, you got to come back. But I can't leave this moment, one, without encouraging people. Please give your website and your Facebook page and some upcoming things that you have going on before we leave. Because when you took a break, when you had to step away for a minute, I was telling them how you're my mentor and how you are helping me through navigating this space, being diagnosed with breast cancer, dealing with fatigue, but yet I still want to thrive, not just survive, but thrive. And I want to thrive for the next 20, 30, 40 years or whatever. So please tell them what's coming up and how they can get in touch with you. And if someone would be so kind to type that in the chat as he is, oh, Dr. Dominique is on. Yes, what's up, sister? If you can type in the chat the contact information, that would be great as he is talking.
Yeah, for sure. I would encourage you guys to tie into the Dr. Dorsey, THEDRDORSEY on Instagram. Good surprise. I just confirmed a major guest for tonight. I'm trying to stop this, but you definitely want to tap in tonight. Tawana, we're actually talking about relationships. It's going to be 3 men talking, and one of them is a very, very special guest and very, very well known. I think that they're going to send it out at 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. If you want to tap in. When I say it's oily in there, it's oily, and it's about to get super crazy tonight. I can't handle it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need to take a nap. You can also go to www.thedrdorsey.com. You can find that we've released that website, and you can find services there. I would encourage you, if you are seeking to launch into an endeavor, launch into something that has been on your heart or on your mind, if there's a dream that's overdue, if there is a dilemma that has paralyzed you and you're trying to figure out what you want to do, looking at, or you're right at that purpose wheel again, where you're trying to figure out, what do I do next? I know there are things shifting and things transforming. I would encourage you as a 15-minute consultation. I only can put aside 15 minutes because I just have a lot to do. What do we have coming up? Please mark your calendars for October the 9th. We're going to do what's called a recharge. This is what will get you ready for the end of the year. And then we are actually going to another state. If you are in the state of New York, if you know anybody in the state of New York, and they are anywhere near, I don't know if it's Midtown, Manhattan, or Brooklyn, anywhere in that, or anywhere in the, because, public transportation in the cities is really, really dope. We are going to be getting together and hosting a mini session where we will equip people. And I would love to see some of you guys in person if you feel safe. So we are putting money on the table. I'm literally coming across the country, and we are going to deposit into each other for a couple of hours on October the 12th. October the 12th. Can I just give 2 more offerings, and then I promise I'm done. If you go to www.nonprofitessentialsnow, www.nonprofitessentials.com, www.nonprofitessentials.com. We are releasing a tool set for anybody who is interested in strengthening the performance financially and management wise of your nonprofit. www.nonprofitessentialsnow.com. You want to get on that wait list. We are getting ready to do something extra special on the 16th and the 29th. And so October is about to be a busy month. I will leave you guys with this. We heard on this Sunday that October is going to be a month where major shift occurs. And the instruction was, don't shrink back. That we had the rest of this month to prepare ourselves for a major shift. Don't know what your shift is, but October will literally, and has the potential to be, if you will receive this, the most transformative month of the year. And where it is that you had prepared to ready yourself for next year, or you said, I'm gonna wait till November, I'm gonna hit it hard in December, that's too late. That in this 10th month, there is shift. The starting is already happening, the movement. So this is actually where you dig in. This is where you fast. This is where you focus. This is where you place your bet. This is where you run real hard. It's where you separate from your competition. In the month of October, you got 31 days, my friends. And so I want to encourage you to expect that shift and, tap in with your boy. And if you need some encouragement, we're going to be offering it the entire month. So I appreciate you, Tawana. Blessings to you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Wow, blessings to you. Shout out to my brother who's on. Love you dearly, Larry, for always supporting. Shout out to everyone else. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anyone. Angela Miller was watching. I don't know if you're still on, but much love to you. Beloved Leah Wiggins Marshall, Denver partner in crime. Yes.
We're coming to Denver. We're coming to Denver. We're going to be in Aurora. Please come.
Say, what's the details about Denver?
Yeah, we're also meeting up on Saturday. I'm sorry, y'all. Every city I go to, we meeting up. Just letting you know. And I'm providing the food. Y'all just provide the presents. It's going to be on the 15th of October. Okay. I will be in Aurora somewhere. So somebody got to let me either step up in your living room or in your community center. And you got to invite some people. I promise you it's going to be special. So I'm going to leave it with Tawana. She's going to tell y'all.
Yes. Wow, my Uncle Dave was on. If you're still on, hey, Uncle Dave. Oh, gosh, I'm in trouble because I owe you like 10 phone calls. Lorraine, y'all hear this? Denver and Aurora, holla at Brother Jeff. Yeah, and let's see how we can get this popping in Denver. So listen, our time is up. I'm Dr. Tad, your host and your curator for Tuesdays with Tawana, a place where we build community one episode at a time. Show me some hearts again for Dr. Dorsey, who just spoke to our hearts, our minds, our souls, our beings, spoke to our todays and tomorrows, who spoke life into us, who spoke community, who spoke to the men directly and to community in general, to the women, to our beloveds, to everyone. And it's not easy to do. And you see, this brother is passionate because he loves people and he loves to see people succeed. His business is not only successful, but he makes sure that he brings along other people to be successful as well. Whatever that success looks like for you, he is there to journey with you. And he is journeying with me for healing. That is my success. For financial empowerment, that is my success. For family and nurturing and helping somebody else along the way, that is my success. And that is what I have learned and taken away from this partnership, this part of the partnership with me and the Reverend Dr. Charles Dorsey. I love y'all dearly. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you next Tuesday. We out. Peace.